Alright guys, so today we're looking at this Bilt pony mower. I did quite a bit of work on it, replaced carburetor and that kind of stuff. I think the owner of it ran it out of oil, or ran it too low on oil to the point where it locked up, but I'm not confirmed on that because I've never quite had a locked up motor due to low oil. So today my main thing is I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'd like to see if I can figure out why it's locked up. So like I said, I don't have experience with locked up motors. Where's my head at? Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can see me. I don't have a lot of experience with locked up motors. I've never ran a motor low on oil or ran it out of oil, so I'm not sure. But what I do know is all I've taken so far is the motor cover off of it. She called me, thank you. She called me, it made a loud bang from what she said. And this is as far as I can get the motor to turn. I thought that if it were locked up, that this wouldn't turn at all. I thought it would be frozen in place, but I'm not entirely sure. So I've already checked underneath of it. There's nothing that seems to be caught in it or anything of that nature. I'm just not really sure at the moment. The other confusing thing to me is there's not really any metal or anything in the oil. But if you see, it is very, very low. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the level that it's at currently. So I feel like it has to be froze or something. But we're gonna try taking some of this apart, see what we can find. And I guess go from there. So I think we gotta start out with the muffler, take that off. Go from there. I don't like how that feels on this one right now. Gosh, that doesn't feel like it wants to cooperate here. A little confusing. I'm gonna spray some penetrating fluid in there and See if that helps at all. It's not spinning freely. It's spinning almost like it's about to snap off. That's one thing I'm not a huge fan of, is things just snapping off. Gosh, even at a full tank of gas too. It's just an unfortunate event. Is there an easier way for me to look inside of it? I guess I could just start focusing on getting it off of here. That's probably going to be my best course of action at the moment. Muffler's gonna have to come off. All these connections are gonna have to come off. Scoot this back more to do that. Second bolt is out on the exhaust. So I have a bad habit of losing bolts and things. So my best way to prevent that is to just stick them back where they came from. Muffler's detached. Now all we need is the pulley off. So we have the muffler detached. You can see here it's actually mounted here with 2 bolts to the side right there. And then there's also 1 bolt down here. You guys can see right there. It's mounted. The 4 bolts at the base are out. The engine moves freely currently, you can see. The gas line's disconnected. Plugs on this side are disconnected and all. I bent this down, but that can easily bend back up. Now we just need to get this pulley off that's down here. If you guys can see, that's the pulley. That's the pulley for the mower deck, and then if you look up, there's a smaller pulley. That's the transmission drive pulley. So let's see if we can get that apart as well. Now that that's gone, I probably should have removed the mower deck first, but I didn't. So. What is that? One more thing. Let's grab this quick. Is that it? Ouch! That hurt. Hurt very badly. Whew. But I won't do that again. Find a good place. Oh yeah. Did you guys hear that? Something moved inside of there. Okay, so the motor's all we really need. The rest of the tractor's good. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do about all that. But for the moment, let's put this bracket back in for the mower deck. That's back on. So this technically now, the rest of this tractor go back out. This came off really easily. I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so the motor's off of here. Great, that's wonderful. It's really the only hard part we really have to do is throw a motor back on. That'll fit and everything. If I can't fix this, but when I shook that around, I heard metal and stuff inside of it move. So we're gonna put the mower out back quick with the tractor and all, and then go from there. All right, we're gonna do one last thing today. Right now I got the COD Champs up, or not COD Champs, EWC. I'm watching that as well. I was streaming that earlier today. We're gonna take this apart and just see. I hear metal clanking around inside, so we're gonna take it off just to see what's inside. Maybe it's just as simple as a crankshaft or something needs replaced, and I can kind of weigh out the options and everything. I wish I had a better place to set this up. Maybe if I get the tripod out of my truck, I can just set it up on the tripod quick.
The French Phenom back in our lobby pretty quickly, ready to go. Is that our sign? Is that our symbol? Well, that certainly is one. That is your key. You are here to protect the Esports World Cup. Ensure that it doesn't end up crushed, or even worse, inside someone else's trophy.
Yeah, I mean, actually, these two teams would probably be the keys that get taken for that one. Big scouts are taken. Well, if it's that means that they've just loaded into the map, and the loading process, we'll be seeing that game very, very shortly. Everybody lock back in. Yeah, EWC. I'm hoping it's everybody running.
Has been some great matchups here towards the back end. I'm wondering if we get an update on what happened on main stage last we heard against FaZe. And we've got to see the winner of that game later later on here today. Round 2, Thieves on the defensive. It's a very different impression. Something a little bit more standard. Wide net, you find the first blood. Null Boy's cleaned up as well. So pressure coming through, but look.
This is a big aggressive push here. Of course, you know, they had a lot of time here to talk about brakes and everything going forward, but control is fluid after that first wave of kills. Ghosty trying to see if anyone pushes too far and eventually will get a kill. Most of them from his teammate, but it's all going to be about Vancouver Surge. On the point, Hydra going low. This position.
I think Fitz needs to be somewhere nearby just to provide some pressure so that he can spring up from underneath. That's 4, 2 kills coming through for Surge. That's 2-2. And this is that transition moment. You decide to send again. A team just sets up for B. Thieves looks like they're just going to try and hold the output now. Allow that 8 points to fall. 2 minutes on the clock, but you're at least.
Alright, so if you guys see, there's a lot of broken metal and stuff inside of here, metal shavings and things. And that's just this alone. If you guys were paying attention when I pulled that off, look at this. So we got a piece right here, piece right here. So this is actually the gosh, why can't I think of what it's called? I can't think of what that's called right at this moment. Oh, the governor. That's the piece of the governor. So I'm not really sure. Okay, so the piston, the rod, and all cracked if you look up there. But I don't know if, I feel like that's something that could be replaced.
Well, if the second tick doesn't come through, you're only down by 1 life. 90 seconds on the clock. Certainly a winnable position on the round. I don't know how much that makes you feel better for the context of the entire map. But either way, you live to see another day for now. 04.1 and finds 2 as Envoy tries to go high, but 04 cuts it low. And you've got to keep an eye on Hydra on that flank. Neptune's trying to sniff him out, and as you do, there's more pressure coming on through, but Vancouver having clarity of street side control.
But no, they have to keep on this back, but doesn't want to let go for a second. They have just managed to make this more of an even game. How on earth, I am unsure. Scrap and Hydra exploding with power in the middle of that. It is not over.
Hydra will be found 45 seconds, 3 lives down. Thieves got to weigh up 1 big hit. You've cleared out trophies, so you have so much to play out of. I think Scrap's trying to set up for the mid hit here. Will get the timing as well. And 2 kills actually come your way. So if you can find this third, if you're Scrap, an opportunity to flood forward. 30 seconds, 2 lives down. Just trying to play that over.
Alright, so I managed to get the remainder of the metal out from in there. This still spins freely, but I feel like there's some looseness to it. And part of me feels like this would have to take some kind of hit with that other stuff coming apart and everything. So I don't know. I don't know if it's as simple as me putting a new piston in it and everything, or if I'm better off just finding a new motor. So a lot of it's price-wise and everything. Plus I'd have to clear all this metal and everything out from in here. So I'm just not sure at the moment. If you can see, here's all the broken metal and everything. The rod just cracked from low oil and everything. That must have been the kaboom that she heard. The interesting thing is that I don't believe it shot through the block anywhere, which normally, there's another bolt you can see down there. Normally, when something like this happens, it shoots through the block. So that's why I'm partially considering if maybe the block is worth, if there's anything I can still do with it. If it's as simple as just throwing a new rod in it and everything, but I don't know what kind of damage it did to the crank. It looks like it wore the crank clean. The crank's also pretty rough and everything, so we're probably better off just going with a new motor. But I'm gonna do some research and just see, because it would be kind of cool to put a motor back together and all. But for now, that's about where we'll have to call it, guys. So what did we learn? We took the motor off, we took it apart and everything. We realized that the rod grenaded itself from low oil. This is about all the oil that drained out of it. And I don't even think all of that's fully from the motor and all. So we kind of just got to figure out where we go from here and how to move forward now knowing this information, but that's the main thing. I just wanted to take it apart and see. So that's about it. We'll go from there. This will conclude part 1 of this Troy-Bilt pony rebuild. And I just mean rebuild as in putting a new motor in it or whatever I end up doing with the motor. But I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, just let me know down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.